Awesome. This gentleman's awesome in what he's doing.
Thank you very much.
God bless you
I'm
guys.
sure you get your snide comments too of guys going by.
Yeah, but they're easy to dispatch.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, seriously. People ask me, would they get any flack? 98% of what I get out here is positive.
Right.
The 2% that would give me any, they're skinny jean pencil neck nitwits. They're so easily dispatched.
I'm with
That's
you.
much nicer than what I'd call them.
Hey, welcome back, Patriots. And, boy, oh boy, have I got a bunch of good videos coming up. I mean, it has just been, and this one, yeah, an attorney for ICE working the Texas border. And he just goes on a rant. So, oh God, you're going to hear everything in this one. And you know what you do. If you like this kind of candid conversations that you get out here, this talk show radio without the walls on the streets, what I'm doing out there on the front lines, well, you're the backup. You're the backup. You support me, okay? Of course, you know the routine. Got to keep on repeating it because it needs to be said. Share these videos. Share them. Subscribe if you haven't already, and resubscribe if you have. It's important. And, of course, support me. Really love it when you go get my designs and wear them around. To me, that's the best. And if you just don't want to, and of course, if you just want to throw money at me, well, I get the PayPal account. I also got Subscribestar. I need some patrons. I'd love to go ahead and get some people to sign up and, you know, tip in $5 a month if you can. It really would help. If you can put in more, fine. You can also do the same with my PayPal account if you want to contribute through PayPal on a regular basis. You can sign up for automatically, contributions that way. Either way, look, hey, I work my tail off, you know. So if I'm entertaining you out here, educating you, then please reciprocate. It would go a long way. Help me out. Makes me feel good too. You like that, huh? Okay, so anyway, let's get to the streets because you're going to like this one, and I'll see you at flip end. So what do you do back there in Texas?
I'm an immigration lawyer.
Oh, yes. Well,
I work for ICE.
Do you really?
I do.
Tell me some stories. What's going on? What are we doing, man? I mean,
we're not doing enough to stop the damn mass invasion of our country from the South. That's what we're not doing. Damn, and Congress won't do a damn thing because the frickin' Democrats won't do anything. So what we do is, hell, we do our best. I mean, Border Patrol and all of our ICE agents and everything. I'll tell you what, it's a mess down there. I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah.
You've got 100,000 people coming across a month. You just don't have enough. You know, and the damn policies are such that these freaking kids, they come across. I see so many damn kids every day in court. They bring these damn unaccompanied kids that coming across, and there's not a whole lot you can do other than they bring them across, or they come across the river. They're apprehended, and then it's a matter of, okay, what do you do with all these frickin' kids? Okay, me, I'd send their asses back.
Oh, sure.
But no. Policies are they're in the country now, and I'll tell you what, you can blame the frickin' court system for that.
Yes.
You step your foot on American soil and you get across that damn Rio Grande, and all of a sudden you got rights, all kinds of rights. Okay, that's a real problem. They need to change these immigration laws. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing's a mess, man. And then these kids disappear. What happens is this. No, we can only hold them according to court systems. They came out and said, oh, you can only hold these kids for so long. And I'll tell you what, 99% of those kids that come across, they already got a point of contact in the U.S. And that point of contact could be a parent, mother, father, uncle, aunt, cousin, whatever. And I'll guarantee you that most of the time, those people are illegal. They're in the country illegal. So, but we got to do something with kids. So as long as that checks out, then we pay a ticket. You and I pay a ticket to get those kids to that damn sponsor. Now, will they ever show up for court up in Minnesota, that immigration court? Probably not. So what happens is this. I'll try to keep this short, but I can
keep going.
I can go on a soapbox all day long about this. So what do? You send the frickin' kids up to the sponsor. If they don't show up to court, we don't have enough resources, okay, on the DHS side to go find all these people that don't show up for their immigration court hearing. So they lay under the radar for years. Then what do? They go to school. We pay for their education, health care. They get married. They have kids. And then at some point down the line, if they ever get involved in the law, Trump has done a good job now changing the policies to where now, guess what? You are now in immigration court, okay, as an adult. But a lot of them then will come back, and because they've got that original order of removal, because they didn't show up to the initial hearing, okay, just didn't show up. So now they've got to worry about that, okay. And if they're caught again, we could reinstate the original removal order and send them back. But there's a but. What if they want to come to court and say, I think I want to claim asylum now. Been in the country for 15 frickin' years, but now I want to claim asylum. Well, the immigration law allows them to come in, claim asylum, and so now they're in immigration court proceedings, which may take years to get that over. That's what's wrong with this whole flipping system. I was DOD for most of my adult life, retired Air Force. Then I went into this immigration bullshit, and I tell you what, I've never seen anything a mess the way that immigration court system.
I spoke to an agent 14 years in, right? Doing the drug and interdiction and all,
exactly.
right? He says one of the bigger problems we have to face right now is that it's mandatory retirement at 57.
Oh yes,
and he says it's like 3,000 agents coming up for retirement, and nobody wants to go in and replace them because these guys are working.
They're working their ass off.
Yeah, and they're getting diseases from
Oh, it's amazing. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, go right ahead. I mean,
he's absolutely right. The diseases now.
Cartels today.
The outbreaks that we got, the outbreak of these diseases that we thought we eradicated in this country years ago.
Yes.
Oh, they're coming back.
Yes.
There's a huge problem with mumps now and measles down in Texas because these kids coming across.
Yes.
You don't know what kind of these poor border patrol agents, man. They come across these kids in the brush, they arrest them, and I'm not talking just kids, okay?
No. Where
we are, we just happen to get a lot of unaccompanied kids. Unaccompanied. And guess what ages? I see them under age 10. But the kids, we typically, the law, up to once they turn 18, we treat them as adults. They go into a detention center, adults. Now, we have separate detention centers for kids, but we can only keep them there for so long before we got to find a sponsor or do something like that. Some kind of shelter. Put them in the shelters. So, these damn kids, but back to the point about the damn, all the damn diseases they're bringing over.
But they're also using the kids. I mean, there was just that study that was done. There was like 30-odd% of them.
Right.
The DNA tests weren't even related to the people that are bringing them over.
That's exactly
Then
right.
we got the sex trafficking that's going on.
All of that's going on now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, the kids and the adults, they figured it out. Because if they had already been deported, now they know if they go back and they get a kid, and bring a kid over with them, well, what are we going to do with that adult? Well, that was a game that they played for a while, and we still see a lot of that. In fact, the adult kid population, which we call the family unit, even though I would say, hell, we don't know. When I get the case, I don't know in the file, because there's a file created for each one of these people. File.
Do they even have paperwork, any of them?
They typically do. What they have is some kind of identification paper saying who they are from the country they came from. Okay? And some of them actually have a passport to get back into their country. Okay? So yeah, I typically in their files, I'll see the paperwork for these people. But these damn people. And so the adults now will bring kids in.
Yeah.
And like your point, you're absolutely right. They'll bring kids in that aren't even there because the cartels. You know who's making money on
The cartels.
the cartels. And what they charge these people to get them through their territory in northern Mexico, to get them to the river.
Now, I spoke to a couple of veteran customs agents that were working the border, right, undercover.
Right.
And they said that, because I asked them, well, why isn't a lot of this being fixed? I mean, because a lot of the drugs obviously coming over. He says, they were candid enough with me and nice enough. They said, look, a lot of us do with the fact we got corrupt politicians that are in league with the cartels. They're making money off of the drugs.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me down there. Along that border.
Yeah. Now, of course, the recent announcement with raising the tariffs on Mexico, do you think that's going to have any effect? Or?
Oh, the tariffs?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, when Trump wanted to close the borders down there, we were all for it. Close those borders, damn it. Yeah. And get that damn wall built. If it was up to me, that wall would have been built years ago, okay? Because the wall, it may not be the 100% solution to the problem, but it's going to stop a lot of people.
Right. It'll relieve it so you can focus your attention on.
Exactly. You can take, now we force everybody, to me, I'll tell you what, Trump is doing the right things. He tried to you couldn't get asylum unless you came through the ports of entry. There's like 50 some odd ports of entry across our southern border. I'd force them, you're not going to get asylum unless you come through that port of entry, okay? So if we catch you illegally in the country, you're not going to be able to claim.
Have you ever been able to give any input on policy at all?
No. They don't ask. I'm just an assistant chief counsel down in an office in Arlington.
Yeah, but you're the nuts and bolts guy. You're right in there. Exactly. You know what's going on.
Oh, exactly. But I'm not alone. They could, if those damn stupid politicians really wanted some input, because I'd laugh. I'll see, and I watch Fox all the time. I hate the other stations, but I watch Fox. And when I see that, because I figure that other stations, they're never going to report any of this shit. They think it's still a manufactured crisis down there.
Yeah.
But what I see is on Fox, some of the things that Fox brings up, I'm going, you guys are just reporting this now? This is old news, and now it's just getting to you guys? That's what disgusts me.
Well, they're controlled. They're controlled.
And I love Fox. I love some of the people, the anchors or whatever on Fox. But it just amazes me how slow it is to get what's going on, at the battlefront. I call it the tip of the spear down there, to get to frickin' Washington, D.C.
No.
You'd swear we had Pony Express, okay?
I know. I know. Well, again, I think it's the corruption. But what's puzzling me, one of the things that's puzzling me about Trump is because he does have this authority. Full force of the military. Put him on the border, barbed wires and gas and tear gas. Just the entire border.
Right.
Why he hasn't done that yet?
Well, he's had military down there. He's deployed.
Yeah, but I asked the border agent, said, but they're doing backup. They're basically doing backup. I'm saying, why not just put the full force of the military on the border? Full force.
And just say,
armed, live ammunition, barbed wire, tear gas.
Live ammunition that would never fly. Let me tell you what, that's why.
Why not? Because we're being invaded.
Well, but that's our opinion. You got all these flipping liberals and Democrats.
Who cares? Who gives a crap about them? Let them scream.
Well, I don't care either, but guess what? Here's my other point. When Trump tries to implement some of his ideas, which he has, guess what happens? these damn Democrats and liberals, they find some federal district court judge that then makes a ruling.
Defy them, screw them. What's the judge? It's like there was another president says you can pass the law and try to go ahead and enforce it.
It ain't gonna work. I hear you. No, hey, listen. So Trump gets his hands tied all the time, and what
we
really
know
is another
this.
point that pisses me off. Why one federal? And this has come up recently. I love Lindsey Graham from South Carolina, and I heard him say that. I said, damn right, Lindsey. Why should one federal district court judge, I don't care where the hell it's from, sometimes, and they always go to the West Coast, California, declares it unconstitutional. Then the administration, so it's unconstitutional. We can't implement it until we go to the Ninth Circuit. Well, the Ninth Circuit's a bunch of freaking they're liberals.
Yeah.
So ultimately,
liberals are communists.
Well, yeah. I mean, so ultimately, you end up years later at the Supreme Court. Now, fortunately, the best thing Trump's done, he's got two.
They've been fast tracking some of these things,
and they need to, absolutely. And yes, being the president and having his orders, it gets a fast track, which cuts the time. But still,
I know.
It's a time delay to get up to the Supreme Court to get it reversed. I just go, I'm with you. You get so frustrated. I'm a border agent down there. I know. It's just like that. But again, we got a court ruling that said once you have stepped foot, now, and I'll tell you what, some relief is this. You catch them, and we deal with this all the time. You catch them, and you say, okay. Border Patrol agents catch them, and you go, listen, tell you what, they have this policy. If you're within 14 days of when you came in this country and you're within 100 miles, then guess what? You can be, hey Mike! Then you can be, tell you what we'll do. We're going to put you in detention, or you can take a voluntary return back to your native country. We'll just let you know. Well, we're going to do the paperwork and everything, so we'll let you go. Okay. That's a damn good program, but it's optional. It's not voluntary. I'd make it mandatory.
Sure.
You're going back. Period.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you.
Oh, brother, hey, here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton for you. And as you know, it's good for any crime in the world.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
And if you like to support me, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel on the back. You'll see some of the encounters about out here.
Uncle Sam.
And you can get a lot of my designs on apparel.
Awesome.
They come with a trigger back guarantee. If you don't trigger a liberal, you get your money back.
Very nice talking to you.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks for your info, man. It was very important.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think that's another big problem. It is the biggest problem we have is that people that are Main Street media folks, that's where they get their news. They don't get it, or they get lied to, or it's always you just get lied to.
Yeah, but they're losing now. People are more at that. I mean,
they're starting to get more.
Yeah.
To what's
how many times you can be lied to before you start waking up?
Yeah,
you know?
Hopefully.
Russia. What?
Yeah, but what? I know. Take care, sir.
All right, brother, man. Thank you very much.
What you're doing. Thank you.
So how was that? That was a good one, right? Hot ice, baby. Hot ice. So hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the shop button. Hit some buttons. And if you can't do anything else, remember, pray for me out there. I sure could use your prayers. So do all the above. Hit all the buttons and pray for me. God bless you. I'll see you on the streets.